Well, when 1990 rolled around, it became a rodeo grounds.
Yes.
That's what it did. But since then, it has grown, and the people that stay here, we have quite a number of people from Fort McMurray area.
Tansi, everybody. Sean McDonald here, the Métis Man. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
I was born a Métis, born on Métis land, raised on a settlement, proud to be a Métis man. Well, today I work in white man's world. I'm married to a Métis.
Tansi, everybody. Sean McDonald, the Métis Man here. And we're on now day 3 of Kikino Métis Settlement Rodeo here at Silver Birch Resort. And I got a very special guest with me today. He's an elder of our community here in Kikino, and he's a longtime councillor, chairman of the settlement and that. And I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Floyd Thompson. Good morning, Floyd. How are you?
I am doing fine. Thank you very much for coming down and doing our event. It's very, very much appreciated.
Oh, no problem at all, Floyd. No problem at all. Can you first answer the question? I was trying to figure it out the other day. What year is this rodeo? Is it 32, 33? I can't remember. I lost track.
It's actually 29 years.
Was it 29?
We started in 1989, our very first rodeo. It was held on the ranch of Wayne Cardinal. It was during our celebration days of July 1st,
Right.
1989, when we signed the Métis Settlements Accord. So we decided to hold the rodeo, but it wasn't council who was really pushing it.
Oh, really?
The big push behind it was a councillor that I sat on council with. His name was Robbie McDonald.
Oh, my Uncle Robbie, really?
Yes, he was very, very adamant and told us, he said that he ran his rodeo on his ranch for quite a number of years, and he really strongly believed that a rodeo would do well in Kikino. So we decided to try it that one time, like on July 1st, 1989, and I couldn't believe like the turnout, the interest and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So the following year we held it here, and we built corrals and chutes and everything, and we held our first second rodeo actually in August of 1990, and it has grown ever since.
Has it ever?
It's one of the best decisions I can say that I've ever made in our community in regards to sports.
Right, right.
Yeah, and we hope like it will continue. The actual first rodeo that was ever held in Kikino was held in 1945.
Wow.
Yeah, Arthur Pruden actually ran the rodeo, and it was just a little southwest of the creek that flows through Kikino.
Right.
And he held it there, and that's where my brother-in-law, presently Donald Cardinal, presently resides. That was the first rodeo, and we never had rodeos after that. However, we had a number of cowboys come out of Kikino,
Right, right.
because of the McDonald family, and they were like my Uncle Willie Ladisher. Okay, there was my brother Raymond, Arthur Peterson.
Yes.
Like the Peterson boys and stuff like that. They all showed a lot of interest in rodeos, and that's why we decided like it was time to move in that direction. And,
Right.
And it was a very, very good move on behalf of our community. As you can see how everything has has turned out over the years. Even though we didn't have two rodeos during the pandemic, okay, as soon as we opened it up again, it just took off. We had an opportunity to go pro. We were asked to go pro.
Oh, really?
Yes, and we thought about it. We thought that might be a very, very good idea, and we could look at trying it. However, we decided to ask some key people. So we asked Robbie.
Yep.
We asked Emery Erickson, and they suggested to us. They said, "Yeah, you'd probably do very well in pro, but you'd probably be at the lower end of the pro rodeo.
Okay.
But if you want to be at the highest end of
Yep.
the amateur rodeos, keep your rodeo."
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and I think we made a very, very wise decision.
I agree 100% with that, yes.
Yes. And we're hoping that, like as time grows, and the community grows, okay, that the event will become more and more successful.
Right. Yeah. It's actually the way it is. Like it's huge. Like I think it's the hugest, greatest show, on especially Métis lands, indigenous lands, is this year rodeo, right? So.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. As one of the 8 Métis settlements in the province of Alberta, we are very, very proud of our rodeo. And I also have to, give a big, applaud to Buffalo Lake for them moving in that direction. These two communities, I strongly believe are really rodeo communities. is
Yes,
what
for
they
sure.
are. And you can see by the events that we host each and every year, and Buffalo Lake going pro, it's a perfect balance.
It is,
You know,
yes.
So I'm very, very happy with how things are going in regards to our rodeo.
No, I agree, because next door, like you say, we get all the pros and that, and here we get to see all the local talent, the local cowboys, the local the horses, and all the stock, everything's all local,
Yeah,
right? That's good
yeah.
to see.
Yeah, the pony chariot and chuck wagon races have been a success right from day one, and now my understanding is they're now into, I think, about their second year of the Indian relay, and that is becoming a very, very popular sport as well.
Yes.
Very, very scary.
It is, yeah. There was 2 hurt yesterday. We got quite a bit of on capture there, and they got hurt pretty good. But that's part of signing up for that, right? So
Exactly. So if those events continue, like all I can say is that this rodeo is going to be here for a very, very long time. And like once you hit these many years, because Robbie always used to say, Floyd, you make that first one, you'll never turn back.
Yep.
And he was 100% right.
He was,
And I really, really thank him for having that foresight. And how he got me to decide, he told me, he said, Floyd, you're the Ugamo. You need to say yes.
yeah, for people that don't know what Ugamo in the Cree, that's like the boss, the leader. So
Yeah, exactly. And I never knew really what that meant.
Yeah.
Like when they used to call me Ugamo all the time. But, like when I found out, I told Robbie, I said, we need another few more.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and last night we attended the fireworks, and I was telling the girls here. I think the first time at the fireworks here in Kikino, I said it's spectacular. It's one of the biggest shows you'll ever see. It puts K-Days to shame, in my eyes. I've been to how many here, and it's just great with the live bands and everything down there, all the concession and stuff like that, and a great show. Tell me a little bit about that history there, please.
Okay, the history of the fireworks started off with just fireworks we did ourselves. Just to, put a few fireworks out, and
Yes.
and my late stepson Gerald White and I used to announce down there, and we would run it like a request line.
Yes.
Where people would come in, because he had a lot of cassette tapes. They
Yes.
would run it like that, and it became very, very popular. So then we decided that we would look for a fireworks company to do it. So we searched around, and we got a lot of recommendations for a fireworks company called Fireworks Spectacular.
Yes.
That's actually what they're called, and they're from down in southern Alberta. And so we went down to see them and asked them if they would be happy to put on a show, and they said they would be very, very happy. So we started off. We didn't start off very big, and then it became so popular we had no choice but to grow it.
Yeah.
So one year I asked them. I said, how much input can we have on the fireworks? He said, all you want, right? Name it. So I suggested to them, could you do a fireworks, that would spell the word Kikino? And that's exactly what they did. And did that ever turn the crowd on? Right. And ever since then, we couldn't hold back. We could not run go a lesser fireworks. It had to always be bigger or better.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what they've always continued to do. And with the live music, like to me, it's a good opportunity to showcase, like our local talent, and that's what you see a lot here.
Yes.
Like the local talent from our community, like they do the music, and we try, and of course, music with the Métis.
Yeah.
That has to happen.
It has to happen,
Yeah,
exactly.
and the fiddle too. Yeah,
Yes,
that's what
yes.
it is, and that's what's going on right now. They're doing the talent show, the jigging and the fiddling, and they'll have that going on this afternoon, and the memorial that they're running for my late stepson. Okay. The wife and I said, we have to go. We can't miss that. It's so important to us, because that was what my late stepson was about music, and about promoting music, and about promoting the young people, like in the singing and the dancing and the jigging and stuff like that. He did that because he ran the dance group for many, many years, and they danced basically right across Canada.
Yeah, Kikino Northern Lights. Yeah.
Kikino Northern Lights. Yeah, they danced in even in Expo '86 in Vancouver. Wow. Yeah, they played down there for many, many years, and now they're retired. But every once in a while they'll come out and they'll do a couple steps.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to see the kids taking over that role too.
Sure.
So.
Now it's time for the young children.
Yeah, exactly. And tell me a little bit about the resort that we're standing on here. It's a huge resort. Like I don't know how many camp stalls here in that, Floyd, but it serves a lot of people, not just for the rodeo, but I think it's mostly year round, right?
Yeah, it's a campsite that hosts like people who stay here annually. They pay annual,
Yeah.
so their annual rental. Like if to tell you the honest truth, I couldn't say how many stalls, but I know it was well over 100 annual leases that stay
Yes.
here year round. And stuff that, but it was a dream of Adrian Hope. This land we stand down here now belonged to Adrian Hope, and Adrian Hope said he would very happy to turn this land over to Kikino if they turned it into a place where the children could come and enjoy and have fun. So he was thinking of a beach, eh?
Yes.
And he also suggested that maybe what we could look at is setting up elders residence here. That's the other thing he looked at. However, it didn't quite turn out that way. It turned out to what it is today.
Yes.
Like when we first started off, we built this building here, which houses the office now. We built the barn, and we built 4 cabins down at the lake.
Yes.
We were actually going to have this for trail riding. That was one of the big suggestions we have into trail riding.
Okay.
Well, when 1990 rolled around, it became a rodeo grounds.
Yes.
That's what it did. But since then, it has grown, and the people that stay here, we have quite a number of people from Fort McMurray area that have their camp here, and the people from Newfoundland, they just love it here.
Yeah.
So we put a big rock up in that one corner we're there, and we called it the Rock. We called it Little Newfoundland.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, that was supposed to be Fort McMurray, but I guess it's Kikino now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, and they just love it here, like the people that are here, and they have a lot of wonderful things to say about our community and about the event that we have here. But we've always opened up our community, because as you know, the word Kikino means our home.
Yeah.
Well, actually in Cree it's Kikinau is how you really say it in Cree, but it means our home, and we do our best to welcome people here and make them feel at home.
Yes.
And make them feel as comfortable as possible while they're here.
Exactly.
So that they can enjoy their stay, and that they can go, because the people are the best advertisers.
Exactly.
The best advertisers are the people. Yeah.
Exactly. And, speaking of our home and the resort and people at Fort McMurray, I want to bring up a little bit of the past from the McMurray fires. The first one that ever happened.
Yes.
I jumped in my truck and I started delivering fuel that time. But I remember Kikino here, we opened up our doors with this resort to take in the evacuees.
Yes,
Tell me a little bit about that, please.
Yes, we did. In 2016, when the big fire hit Fort McMurray, we immediately opened our place for them to come, because some of them already had leases here. So it was just natural for them to come. And we welcomed them back home and gave them the best we could, offered the best services we could. But one of the things I remember about one of our community members is his family having lived in Fort McMurray for quite a number of years, and they're from Kikino, is he said that they love, like to have bologna.
Yep.
That's their food. That's their
Yeah.
that's their food. Eh? So okay. So him and a friend took off. They loaded their vehicle up with bologna from the grocery store and bread, and they headed. And they drove right down in the middle, in between the highways,
Yep.
and drove and feeding people along the ways they're going. And people just could not believe that.
Yeah.
They said that was such a welcoming sight. He said to see that white truck coming down along the side of the road. He said, just like an angel.
Delivering bologna sandwiches.
Yes, they're taking them their favorite sandwiches.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. I never heard that one before. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, Floyd, I really appreciate that. I know we're going to do an interview later on, sometime this coming up time here, about you and your past and stuff like that, and the past of Kikino and that. But I wanted to just bring the people, that are watching us today about the history of the rodeo here and that, and how big it is and that, and how great it is. And I didn't know about the beginnings of it through my Uncle Rob. That's good to hear. I didn't know that.
I have, I had the greatest respect for Robbie, as a leader, okay, because he had vision.
Yeah.
Like he made it here. He said, Floyd, you'll never be sorry. He said, I'll guarantee you'll never be sorry. Me being a sports person, but not in rodeo,
Yes.
in baseball, I kind of lean that way. But he said, give it a chance.
Yeah.
So you trust a person that shows a lot of emphasis and a lot of belief in what they do. He said, I'll give up my rodeo on the ranch. And he did. He did. And our community has never looked back. And I'm so thankful for him for for showing me that kind of vision.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great, Floyd. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I'd like to thank you again, Floyd, for doing this interview with me, and beautiful day. I know you got to hurry up and skedaddle to the stage. I think you'll be doing some jigging and fiddling yourself, right? So,
Oh no, oh, no. I have two left legs when it comes to jigging.
but no, I really appreciate it, Floyd. So.
Yeah, I'll have you represent me.
Yeah, I'll try that, but I'm kind of one-legged myself. Never mind two. So,
Okay. Yeah, and you know, like I'd be happy to to do another interview with you and give you the history of the settlement, and you know, like a little bit how Buffalo Lake came into being and stuff like that from our community. And actually, your grandfather was moved up where he is. He was the first one that moved on those new lands we got. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but we can talk about that.
no, for sure, I really appreciate it. I know you're a wealth of knowledge there, Floyd, and I really thank you very much. And you know, you're one of the great leaders and elders of our community, and I want to thank you for that and your service. You know, for many, many years you've been councillor and that. So, I appreciate it, Floyd. So, can I ask him 10? Hi.
Hi.
You betcha.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, folks. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll join you next time here. We're going to go back to the rodeo and get some more footage, but we'll see you next episode. Hi. Iksamaga. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you like this video, like and subscribe and share, and we'll see you next time. Iksamaga. Hi.